Hey, summer is a season of celebrations, from weddings, you got family gatherings, pool parties, barbecues, your calendar full of social events, hopefully, this summer.
That's right. Lots of brunches and
Here comes the
barbecues.
accent.
But during the summer months, we tend to get a bit lax with our manners when in vacay mode. Whether you're the host or a guest, we want to make sure you're equipped with the correct do's and don'ts. Let's bring in.
Is this a do or don't? Let's also talk about this one. Fake accent.
Do you like my fake accent? Etiquette coach and director of the United Kingdom's most established etiquette training institute for 20+ years, William Hanson, is here. This British accent just comes upon me, William.
Well, it's lovely. Thank you for making me feel very at home.
I really do have a great respect for any accent. I took linguistics in college, but enough about me. Let's talk about if we are invited to a friend's house for vacation, a beach house, a lake house, a log cabin. What are your top tips for a guest that would be in excess of taking your shoes off once you walk inside the front door? Because I just think that you should always just take your shoes off.
Well, yes, that's a bit of a hot potato, certainly over here in Britain. You can take your shoes off, but I would probably wait to be asked to take your shoes off. Let's say you were going around to the King and Queen's place at Buckingham Palace.
Of course.
It's birthday today. Maybe you're going around for a birthday party. They're not going to ask you to take your shoes off. And quite frankly, if they don't ask you to take your shoes off, I'm not really sure anyone else should.
That's
However, some people are neat freaks and they may want you to take your shoes off, and it's their house, so it's their rules. But my advice to hosts, if you do want people to take their shoes off, don't make them sort of stand up and try and hoik the shoes off. Please have a little stool or a seat for them to sit on in your entryway for them to do that.
Make it obvious, because it is awkward as a guest when you walk kind of further into someone's home and then they're like, hey, can you take your shoes? And you feel bad, you feel rude.
Oh no.
And speaking of, hosting a party or a family gathering, your top 3 rules for entertaining at home.
Have a dry run. So think about how you would like to be entertained if you went round to someone else's house, and actually look at the space from a guest's point of view. Whether is there enough surfaces to put drinks down if you're having a larger gathering, for example, or if we've served olives, for example, with stones in them. I mean, I hate that when people do that. Serve them without stones. It's so much easier. Yeah. But where am I then putting the stones as a guest? Have little dishes around. Put a couple of stones in the dishes already so people get the idea as to where to put them. Otherwise, you find olive stones behind the pictures weeks later.
You make such a good point. What about guests with their special dietary requirements? Is this something that you should, as a host, ask your guests? Or is it rude for someone to bring their own food if they have a particular dietary limitation?
Yes, and this is a key bit of where etiquette has changed over the last 10 years. It used to be the etiquette that if you had the dietary requirement, you needed to tell the host upon accepting the invitation what your requirements were, that you're vegetarian, you're vegan, whatever it is. Whereas now I would say it is both the guest and the host responsibility. So when I invite you, would you like to come for dinner on Saturday? And then I would say, and do you still eat everything, even if you've been before, because people develop dietary requirements. And then you as the guest have to say there and then. It's no good the day before texting me to say, oh, by the way, I'm gluten intolerant.
Yeah.
It's probably too late by then.
Yes. William Hanson, a pleasure. We need to have you back on again just so I can hear your beautiful voice.
I have 10 more questions for you, William. But thank you so much. We'll check back in soon.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.